Yo, so my guys, it's Houston Sports Side back in another video day, and today Milwaukee Bucks have been eliminated by the Indiana Pacers. I said today, but this game was yesterday. After this game was over, I watched the 76ers and Knicks game, which the 76ers are on. The 76ers are also eliminated, and the Knicks move on to the second round. So for the Pacers, and the Pacers winning this game, they will meet the New York Knicks in the semifinals. Who would have thought that either one of the Knicks or the Pacers will be making it to the Eastern Conference Finals? So one of those teams will be in the Eastern Conference Finals going up against either the Celtics, Magic, or Cavaliers. I think most likely, no matter who wins the Cavaliers-Magic series, one of these teams, Pacers or Knicks, will probably be facing off against the New York Knicks, will be facing off against the Boston Celtics. So, I think the Pacers-Knicks series is going to be an interesting series because you got an amazing Pacers team going amazing offensive team going up against, a good Knicks team who play good defense. And then the Knicks, who are a really good scoring team, good offense with Jalen Brunson. They have great scoring with Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, and Josh Hart. And those three guys, the main scorers there. I guess you could add OG Anunoby to the mix as well there. But those guys with how who showed their scoring abilities in the series against Philadelphia, mainly Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson, who showed their scoring abilities against Philadelphia, with how good of an offense the Pacers are. They are at the same time a terrible defensive team. So very well it will definitely be interesting to see an amazing Knicks offense go up against a terrible Pacers, terrible Pacers defense. Hey, but if the Pacers can get through the Bucks, even without Giannis, I know, maybe they can get through the Knicks. I don't know. I think most likely the Knicks win this series against Indiana, but I think with how good the Pacers are offensively, the Knicks are going to have to be good defensively, just the fact that the Pacers score so much. So I think it'll be a very high-scoring series. And Indiana put up 120 tonight, so they're a very good scoring team. And, nobody went over 21 points for this Pacers team, even though they scored 120. Obi Toppin was terrific with 21 points off the bench. 20 points for TJ McConnell. Their two leading scorers came off the bench. Siakam had 19 and 7. He looked great, but, nothing compared to how big TJ McConnell and Obi Toppin were in this game. Because, McConnell scored 20 points in only 23 minutes. Obi Toppin put up 21 points and 8 rebounds in only 24 minutes. But Siakam was good, too. 15 points for Aaron Nesmith. He finally found his shot because, the two previous games before this game, he was playing terrible. Miles Turner finished these two last games of this series terribly after being so good for this Pacers team the rest of the series. Hopefully he can, change things around going into the next series. Andrew Nembhard, another player who had struggled in the last game before this, had a great game. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 6, 6 for 9, 1 for 3 from 3. 17 points for Tyrese Haliburton. He had 10 assists, a double-double for Hallie. But he had a terrible three-point shooting game after he had one of his best three-point. He had his best three-point shooting performance in this series in the previous game. And I might be mistaken, but I thought I heard that was the best three-point best three-point performance by a Pacers player in playoff history. But I might be wrong. 7 for 16 shooting for Haliburton. Not a bad game, just an off three-point shooting game for Haliburton. But he only played 32 minutes as well, which is definitely down. And the big reason was because this was a blowout. Haliburton checked out of the game with 3 minutes left. This was a 120-98 final score. That really recaps the Pacers scoring in this game. Bucks did get Damian Lillard and, got him back for him to get 28 points. That was pretty impressive when he wasn't even healthy. 7 for 16, 4 for 12 from 3. And today we're learning that Giannis Antetokounmpo wasn't even close to coming back. 20 points for both Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis. Look, Bobby Portis was good, but Brook Lopez played a great game. He was dominating offensively. So was Bobby Portis, and he, also got 15 rebounds. But I watched Brook Lopez, and he was great for this Bucks team today. But Bobby Portis was good as well. Shot 8 for 17, 1 for 1 from 3. Patrick Beverley, after his amazing Game 5 performance, he had like 13 and 11, and maybe I think it was like 5 rebounds as well. I mean, I did a Bucks post game, and as a Rockets fan, I praise Beverley. I brought up how big he was for the Rockets when I was a Rockets. I still am a Rockets fan, but when he was on the Rockets and I watched the Rockets, this was the first year I started watching basketball. He was amazing. I loved watching Patrick Beverley when he was on my Rockets, but at the same time, he was terrible in this game. And honestly, I'm telling everybody right now, if Patrick Beverley played the way he did in Game 5 in this game, and maybe they had some better shot production from Chris Middleton, the Bucks would have won this game. I don't care if Giannis is not playing. With getting Damian Lillard back, if they would have been able to get the same production from Patrick Beverley, and Chris Middleton would have been able to get some better shots, because he shot 6 for 15, 14 points. He played so good in this series, and I feel like they needed more for them to win. I think you needed a good 20 to 25 points for Chris Middleton, even though you have Damian Lillard, for them to get a win. And he was great in this series, but I think when they needed him the most, he couldn't show up for them, so that definitely sucks. But Beverley should have been better. And honestly, I don't know why he kept shooting the ball. It's 3 for 11, 0 for 3 at one point. Give the ball to Dame. Give the ball. I know Chris Middleton didn't shoot good, but eventually shots would have been falling. Give the ball to Brook Lopez or Damian Lillard or Chris Middleton. You don't need to keep shooting the ball. It's not falling for you like it was when Dame wasn't playing. You're 3 for 11. Stop shooting the ball. That's just my opinion. But also, another thing was the Bucks were not able to score the ball off the bench. Malik Beasley, 23 minutes. He played so good in Game 5. Was so good. Only 2 points in 23 minutes, 1 for 5. That's it. When you have guys that are playing so good for you before in this series, like Chris Middleton, Malik Beasley, and Patrick Beverley, and then they all start shooting terrible, you're gonna get blown out. Pat Connaughton had 3 points. I mean, this bench only had a total of 7 points in this game. So, Andre Jackson had 2, so that's 9. So 9 points off the bench. So not a good performance for this Milwaukee Bucks bench. Well, I mean, their team in general. But, I mean, honestly, when you only put up 9 points off the bench and the Pacers have 2 players with over 20 or more points off the bench, 41 points, and the Pacers as a team have a total of 50 points off the bench, you're going to get blown out. When I know how good the Pacers are scoring, and not only scoring, but also how good their bench is. But when you get outscored 41 points in bench points, you're going to get blown out. Period. The end. Let me know your thoughts on this game and this series and the next series between the Pacers and the Knicks. Let me know your thoughts, and peace out.